As I'm recording this, it is February 1st, which is only important because the bike reveal video isn't going live until February 2nd. So hopefully this video kind of gets ahead of some of the questions I'm going to get asked in the comment section from that video. So welcome back to Road Reality. Today, my friend, we're going to take the 2024 Harley Road Glide out for a spin. The skies are sunny. The rain came and washed away the salt, at least most of it. So we're gonna go see if we can find ourselves a little bit of fun, and we're gonna talk about reasons that I bought this bike. Yeah, I think that's gonna be a popular topic here on the channel. Anyway, let's get on a bike and ride. So in the interest of continuity, since the last video, I updated the OS. I did a video on that, and I adjusted the handlebars, which is more important. And let me tell you, these handlebars are at the perfect height and angle for me. Oh, I nailed it in my trailer, pat my own self on the back. Hell yeah, I did a good job. Anyway, those videos are linked below or around here somewhere. They're worth a watch. They'll teach you how to do something. Anyway, oh, I need coffee. Got to switch hands. Get my new coffee mug linked below. Contigo, Amazon affiliate. Buy it. Give me money. Coffee. I'm just kidding. Don't feel like you have to buy anything just because of me. But this is a Contigo mug, and I absolutely love it. I use them. I use it like on all my rides, and I feel weird about the old mug, so I'm just not bringing that one right now. But the handlebars, man, they are just at the perfect height and reach for me to sit mostly upright on the bike and have very fine control over the motorcycle. So that's kind of like the first thing, right? Rider comfort. I find that the rider triangle on the Harley touring bikes is just absolutely phenomenal for me. Even though I'm short and I can't flat foot this dang thing, I still find the active motorcycling on this bike to be very comfortable. In fact, to answer a question I already know is going to be asked, did you test ride the new Street Glide? And the answer is no. I went to the dealership and I pulled a Road Glide out into the aisle, and I pulled a Street Glide out into the aisle, and I sat on them. I went back and forth and back and forth. I sat on them, and I just did not like, after having ridden this bike, well, the test ride bike, I did not like how low the bars were. I found them to just be uncomfortably low. That's not to say that this one was perfect, because my early videos, I was getting some tendon issues in my clutch hand because the bars were rolled a little bit forward, and I have since fixed that, so I'm a happy camper once again. Oh, they're getting a turn signal. Can we do a jump off? I think we can. I don't know. Yeah, they're getting a signal. Let's do a jump off. All right, so we're on the 2024 Road Glide Especiale. There's no special, but I have my Freedom Shields windshield. I'll link a video above to that. That was a sponsored video. But I've got, they got me. They're moving forward. Anyway, it's got all the other good stuff on it, and I've got a cup holder. Absolutely love this thing. This is great stuff. I probably walked a little close there. I don't like wasting red lights. I'm wasting gas. So rider comfort is very important. Woo, that side wind's kicking my butt. Anyway, the next thing on my list is actually the tech here. There's nothing in the middle. Why don't I have navigation enabled? Hold on. There. Done. Well, it should be done. Did I hit the button? Yeah, there we go. All right, it loaded the nav, and it's going to load my map. There we go. Very cool. So this tech, I happen to really enjoy having the navigation in the middle of the gauges there. Everything's up a little bit higher, I think. I mean, it's a Road Glide. It's completely different from the Street Glide I had before, but even on the new Street Glide, having the nav built in with the gauges brings everything up closer to your field of view looking at the road, which is fairly important. You know, you want to keep your eyes on the prize, or on the road, as it were. Oh, it's cold, 45 degrees, nice and chilly. But having this big screen in front of me is awesome. I absolutely love the screen, and I love being able to read my speedometer from a distance. And yes, it's a great distance from that screen to my eyeballs, but the digital dash showing me the speed in that big readout is nice, and I still have nav. See, if you were going to keyboard commando me and mention that on the old models, you could have a digital dash, digital speed readout. Yeah, I know, but then you didn't see your nav. So this is better. This is better. Trust me. Trust me, I'm a professional. Look at the road, John. How you doing out there in YouTube land? You having a good day? The rust is real, my friend. I haven't done this motovlog thing in like a month. Ugh. And I'm shifting with my hand upside down because I have a cigar going because I'm an idiot. I'm sure somebody's going to comment on that. But anyway, back on topic, John. Back on topic. The level of tech on this bike is so much higher and so much better that it leads me into my next point, which is the price. At $26,000 for a 24 MSRP, I'm not going to talk discounts or anything because that changes based on where you live and all that. This bike has the same MSRP as my 2019 Street Glide did. The same exact MSRP, but I have an upgraded engine. I have upgraded suspension. I have upgraded tech. I have upgraded other things. And we'll get into that in a minute. I'm trying to avoid the salt because I don't want to wash the bike. But it's really a huge upgrade in almost every facet. I think the frame number is the same in some other parts, but it's just such a different beast. And to keep the same MSRP, I think is wonderful. I know they went up a little bit for the 25s, but hell, inflation, it happens. They're not for everybody. They are for the more well-heeled among us or those willing to save. I am neither. I put it on a credit card. I paid it off. That's going to be another question people ask. And I had the money set aside for it. So the deal came in under what I could afford, if that makes sense. So I just went ahead and bought it. And yeah, so I paid it off. But the price is not that bad. It's, it's less than a 23 was. And that's just crazy to me, right? Can you even see me? I think you can see me. Oh, there's a pile of salt right over there. Jeez, we're going to avoid that. We're going to make a left. Which leads me into my next topic. I find the steering to be so light and the handling on this bike to be so nimble. It feels like the center of gravity on this bike is at the balls of my feet. It is so low. And you just boop, boop. It just wants to do the thing, the leaning thing. And I'm on board with that. I absolutely love it. I think it is very hard for me to put into words. But this bike just wants to go. It's like an actual handling motorcycle, which Harley Davidson is not exactly known for. But I mean, it's big. It's kind of big news when some of the bigger YouTubers are like, yeah, I bought a 24 Road Glide or Street Glide, and I'm not going to touch the suspension on it. Like, everybody does suspension on Harley touring bikes. Nobody leaves it stock. Well, I'm going to leave this one stock because I do feel like this is a very good suspension setup for me. If you're doing something super awesome, you know what? God love you. Go run what you brung and do what you thing and words. Just, yeah, make yourself happy. Hey, I made myself happy. I bought this bike, right? You should make me happy too and hit the like button. But with the talk of suspension and handling and going through puberty again, do not drink coffee while going through a corner holding your throttle with 2 fingers and a thumb. This mug is doing great. I love it. Coffee, 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 coffee. Let's lower the voice. I've got a face for radio and a voice to match. Anyway, with all this talk of safety and everything, that's the next thing on my list. This thing has rider modes. And here is an interesting factoid for those of you who care and are going to purchase one. I had a 2019 Street Glide Special, which was right before they added RDRS, the Reflex Defensive Rider System, I think it is. Now, when I called my insurance company, because they wouldn't let me leave the lot without insurance on the bike, I called my insurance company and I told them what I bought, and they were like, cool, we're going to give you a refund. It is not a substantial refund, but it was a small refund nonetheless. I was simply shocked. And I told the finance lady at the dealer and the sales guy, I was like, hey, my insurance just went down a little bit. They were like, no way, when does that ever happen? Now, they may have been trying to fluff me up a little bit, but at the same time, I've bought a lot of vehicles in my life, and I don't think I can ever recall my insurance going down from having bought a new vehicle. That never happens, right? So leave me a comment below if you've ever bought a new vehicle of a new comparable vehicle, not like I went from a truck to a compact car and your insurance went down. I'm curious to see if anybody else had this experience. So we've already talked about price and tech and safety. What else is there? There's the looks. I think this bike is beautiful. And I'm going to be in the minority this year and say, I think the Road Glide looks really good. Now, does it look better than a Street Glide? I don't know. The ergonomics of the new Street Glide just weren't for me. I preferred the ergonomics of this bike. So that is what I bought. Now, I do want to say this. I believe that this Road Glide looks better than the last Road Glide, even if some people refer to it as the Mike Wazowski or a shark with an overbite. You know, like I said, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and I am, in this case, the beholder. And I'm beholden onto these handlebars, loving every minute. It's absolutely a pleasure to ride, and it is just a wonderful thing to behold, in my opinion. It's still a wonderful thing. Look at that. We've got a bike out. What is that? I don't know. It's a sport bike. I don't even know Harleys that well. I'm sure as hell not going to know what a sport bike is, other than it was a sport bike. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find a nice quiet spot to pull over. We're going to take a closer look at this bike. Yeah, because I want to talk about some of the looks and some of the features that I really feel are good reasons to upgrade. So let's go to do that. So I had to stop because my digits are frozen. It's like 42, 43 degrees out, but there she is. Oh, what a beautiful thing. What a beautiful ride. I mean, you can see there's snow behind me. That's just nuts, right? It's cold out. But we had that rain. I didn't really encounter any salt, so I'm pretty happy with that. And I wanted to point out some of the looks features that I absolutely adore on this bike. So let's do a walk around and take a good look-see. Part of the looks, part of the functionality is the LED lighting all around, including this headlight, which I will be testing at night. Okay, but we've got a chopped fender down here, so you can see it's not nearly as big as the old fenders used to be. Look at that. I mean, that's just nuts, right? But it looks so fabulous. And then you've got the side profile of this bike where it's got that bulbous, ugly front end, but I like the lines of it. I think the lines of it are nice. And if you notice here, it's got this nice reflection. I mean, you've got this beautiful blue burst paint that absolutely sparkles. I love it. I think it's a wonderful thing. Part of the ergonomics I was talking about earlier is down here. It's got these adjustable vent guys, right? You can adjust those to open them up or close them up. And between that and the design of the front end here, I'm wearing my Bond body armor pants. Where is it? Yeah, you can see them. Well, you can't see them, but they're armored. They're armored under here, and they add about 20 degrees worth of comfort. So even though it's in the low 40s, I'm riding along pretty comfortably. This bike is doing a great job of trying to keep the wind off my shins and knees. Like, my fingers are cold even with the heated grips on, but stuff happens. But then we have all this beautiful chrome. And I know I'm a blacked out Street Glide guy, right? Well, this chrome with this paint absolutely pops. It's flashy, it's showy, and it looks phenomenal. And just in case you watched my video on the handlebars, you can see, editing John, draw a line on that. Yeah, it's pretty cool, right? Anyway, they are below the plane of the forks, and it's absolutely a wonderful thing. They fit great now. And then we've got this big old Freedom Shields windshield here, which isn't as big as it could have been, I guess. I mean, I think it adds to the looks. Leave me a comment below if you agree or disagree. Yeah, that's nice. I am not a huge fan, however, of the chopped engine guard. Might have to do something about that. I may end up putting lowers on this bike. I'm not sure. I'm definitely going to be adding saddlebag guards. Definitely going to be doing that. Nice chrome ones. More places to mount GoPros. And of course, we have coffee. Gotta have coffee. Well, hopefully you got some answers to some questions that have been burning on your brain. I just know it since I revealed my 24 Road Glide. Heck yeah, I love this thing. This is great. So I want to thank you for watching. If you have any further questions or comments, leave them down below. I hope you're having a great day. Don't forget your 2 mantras and go watch that video next. 1, you have a 100% track record of making it through a bad day. And 2, do something nice for yourself every day. Maybe it's going for a midwinter's cold ride. Bye.